Jesteśmy przedstawicielem firmy Salvona na terenie Polski. Zaczęliśmy współpracę od początku roku, natomiast póki jeszcze nie wszystko nie zostało ustalone, to powoli się tak rozwija. Zaczęliśmy od webinarów, niestety w tym gorszym czasie covidowym, dlatego wszystko teraz jest na zasadzie pracy zdalnej. Miejmy nadzieję, że w niedługim czasie będę mógł się z Państwem i Piotrek spotkać bezpośrednio i porozmawiać już wtedy na spokojnie na temat surowców, bo surowce są bardzo ciekawe, ta technologia jest naprawdę innowacyjna. Zresztą zachęcam do udziału w każdych webinarach, nie tylko kierowanych na terenie Polski, na teren Polski, ale także do webinarów, które ogólnie są w języku angielskim. Język angielski jest na tyle przez sama mówiony zrozumiale i przystępnie, że myślę, że nie będziemy mieć większych problemów. Natomiast jestem tu po to, żebyśmy spróbowali wszyscy razem dać radę i zrozumieć całą ideę i technologię tych skomplikowanych produktów, ale bardzo skutecznych. I ciekawych. Dlatego zapraszamy. Bardzo dziękuję za poświęcenie czasu na te webinary, na ten szczególnie. No i zachęcam. I teraz niech to będzie show sama. Okay, Sam, you can go.
So thank you very much, Thomas and Pietro for Enzyme. Thank you for organizing this webinar. I know that we have other people from other countries in Asia, and I welcome everybody and think this is a new opportunity for all of us to sit around the same table, kind of virtual table, and discuss different technologies and opportunities for you to utilize in your everyday work. This is the new future because right now we are not able to travel and seems like it's going to continue for a long time. So why not to use this best technology that we have, Zoom? And I just would like to update you with a couple of news before we start our specific webinar. In Salvona, we are managing several webinars. Excuse me. We are managing several webinars, and this week we'll have another one on June 9. And this one is, again, it's a global, it's not specific to any country. And we will talk about the anti-acne technologies. This will be a good opportunity for you to learn what else, what's new, and what's the best way to treat skin that is either acne prone or already has acne pimples. The following week, we will talk about moisturizing, the new technologies to moisturize the skin and how to keep it hydrated for longer time for better healing. All this information is available also on our website, salvona.com, and you are invited to visit the website and enjoy the services that we are offering now, including information about all our product, and you can get samples for free of charge. For that purpose, you need just to register, and we can ship you the samples. You can also get all the past webinars. So any subject of interest to you, you are invited to watch the webinar and learn from the information that we presented. We also offer...
One moment, Sam, if I can ask, tell something. Jeżeli Państwo są zainteresowani próbeczkami, oczywiście jest to wszystko możliwe przez naszą firmę. Część próbek mamy na stanie gotowych do przekazania dla zainteresowanych klientów. Część próbek jest w drodze, a kolejna część, jeżeli będą Państwo zainteresowani, akurat żadne z tych próbek nie pokrywają się z tym, co będziemy mogli na ten moment zaoferować, domówimy. Także zapraszamy do zapytań. Okay, go on.
Wonderful. And I was about in the middle of the sentence to tell you that you can also access to technical and regulatory information. And most interesting is you can have a meeting with me or somebody else from Salvona by checking www.salvona.com, go to the contact part, and there you can get information about our meetings. Okay, so of course the meetings will be in English. Of course, now this is the time that we are moving to our specific presentation. So what is the agenda for today? For the next 45 minutes, we'll try to present you so you will be able to formulate skincare and beauty products for consumers living with COVID-19. And the message is how to remain beautiful while wearing the mask and living with the coronavirus. I don't know the situation exactly in Poland, but here in the US, we are still locked in and the situation is pretty bad, okay? So this is in many countries of the world. So I will show you now two technologies called Hydrosal BKC and Hydrosal Natural Antiseptic. And then I will show you a couple of examples, actually 3 examples on how to use this technology to make some unique products.
Tutaj sam oczekuję ode mnie, że pewne rzeczy będę tłumaczył. Myślę, że na ten moment na tyle jest to klarowne. Będziemy omawiać 2 produkty, Hydrosal BKC i Hydrosal Natural Antiseptic. Są to 2 surowce antyseptyczne, jeden syntetyczny, drugi naturalny. Następnie przejdziemy do formulacji.
Okay, so let's go one by one. If you have any comments, any idea, please write me on the chat. Any question you have. You can write either in Polish or in English, whatever works for you.
Chciałbym zadać pytanie, jeżeli będą Państwo zainteresowani jakąś dodatkową wiedzą lub coś będzie niezrozumiałe.
Thank you. So these are the challenges. First of all, how to formulate alcohol-free product. We know that alcohol is antiseptic, but we know also that alcohol is drying the skin. Do we have an alternative to alcohol? This is one issue. The other issue is how to combine the antiseptic with skincare. Like you see in the picture, the mask is causing irritation around the, could form irritation around the mouth, on the skin. How can we take care of the skin at the same time that we want to take care of our health? These are the 2 issues that I will try to answer in the next 45 minutes. So fighting coronavirus, what do we know in the United States? So in the United States, we have 2 approaches against corona. One of them is alcohol-based, any kind of sanitizer using isopropyl alcohol, ethanol, and propanol in a concentration ranging between 60 to 95, never 100%. This is one way to kill the virus and to stop the spreading of the virus. The second ingredient that is approved in the US is benzoconium chloride. In short, it will be BKC or BZK. They're the same exactly molecule called benzoconium chloride. These are the 2 approaches to protect us from viruses.
Tutaj sam chcę nam przekazać informacje na temat możliwości walki z koronawirusem i produktów antyseptycznych. Są 2 rodzaje produktów. Jedne są oparte o alkohol w stężeniu od 60 do 90% oraz produkty, które nie zawierają alkoholu i między innymi te 2 produkty, które będziemy dzisiaj omawiać, należą do tej drugiej grupy i one są zdecydowanie bardziej polecane ze względu na bardziej środowisko, dają środowisko bardziej przyjazne dla skóry.
Great. The technology that we are using called Hydrosal. Hydrosal is a platform of a technology of submicron spheres where there is a core and the core contains the functional ingredients and there is a shell around the core. The particles are translucent. You can see it's a clear product. The active ingredients or the functional ingredients is inside the core. The particle is anywhere between 0.1 and 0.3 micron and it's water suspendable. When we use BKC, You're familiar with the BKC-based product. For example, this is the BKC product. And there are many products, for example, this one that is available in Bangkok, Hydrosol BKC, other product available in the US. Sometimes we had to remove the name of the brand because the brand would not allow us to use it in our presentations. But you see there are various kinds of products in the world using BKC. What is BKC? Benzalkonium chloride. This is the structure of the molecule. And the number of carbon in this area here could vary between 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So when we say benzalkonium chloride, we basically relate to a blend of any of these molecules into the title benzalkonium chloride. It's not a specific molecule, but you see the ammonium group, and this is the product that we are utilizing to protect us from the bacteria. Now, why do we need this product? Because alcohol, especially when you use it for frequently, it's drying the skin. And drying the skin is not really a good benefit to the skin. And that's why this is an alternative, and this was tested for killing bacteria. So bacteria and viruses. So Hydrosol BKC is the product. It's a clear product, and it's compatible with most water-based platform. Hydrosol BKC immediately kills a wide range of pathogens and can also kill viruses. The release of BKC from the technology is triggered with water, but only after a drying period.
Okej. Myślę, że powinniśmy wrócić na chwileczkę do początku, o czym mówił Sam, i samego mechanizmu produktu, struktury produktu. Produkt jest otoczony otoczką, która w środku zawiera rdzeń, porowaty rdzeń z substancją aktywną. W tym wypadku jest to bezalkonium chloride. Dzięki temu produkt, w skrócie bardzo powiem, dzięki temu produkt wydłuża swoje działanie. Dobrze wiemy, że bezalkonium chloride był bardzo potrzebny w okresie covidowym, był problem na rynku. Także raz, że z alkoholem, a dwa, że sam bezalkonium chloride, ponieważ firmy, z którymi wcześniej nigdy nie rozmawiałem nawet na temat tego surowca, odzywały się do nas i poszukiwały rozwiązania. Jeżeli chodzi o sam mechanizm działania, Sam teraz powie więcej na temat grupy produktów Hydrosol, w tym wypadku akurat na przykładzie produktu, z którego substancją aktywną wewnątrz tego porowatego rdzenia jest bezalkonium chloride. Okay, Sam, you can go on.
Thank you. So, what do we know about Hydrosol?
There is a question from Moe. How many % of...
Thomas, I got the questions. I will answer them when we come to this. Don't interrupt with questions unless we stop. So, Hydrosol BKC. What you see here, this is how it looks like. The concentrated BKC is yellow. When it's diluted to the active concentration, it becomes white. What do we know about Hydrosol BKC and what kind of claims we can make? So there is a differentiation between what we know and what we can claim, because in order to claim anything with BKC, this has to go through the authorities, either FDA or the EPA, Environmental Protection Authority. What do we know? We know that if we measure BKC, the level of BKC on the skin over time, in terms of long-lasting benefit, we see that the Hydrosol BKC allow for more of the BKC to stay on the skin. So you see there is, after 4 hours, it comes about 60%. And even after 6 hours, it's more than 50% of what you applied. However, with the free BKC, no technology, it goes below 40%. And this is the level that cannot kill any more bacteria. So we know from testing the level of BKC that we get a long-lasting residence of the BKC on the skin. Can we claim it's a long-lasting? Yes. Can we claim that it gives a long-lasting protection? No. Okay. Why? Because if somebody exposed after 5 minutes to a bacteria, okay, it doesn't mean that the BKC will be able to kill all the bacteria. It's there, but it doesn't mean it will kill the bacteria. So we show this graph to our customers, but we legally cannot claim of being a long-lasting protection. The long-lasting protection is if you use a glove, or if you don't touch anything, or if you protect your arms or hands or your body from the environment. But there is no claim for long-lasting protection, only long-lasting retention. BKC, just to let you know, is used for eye drops as an antibacterial. BKC is also the major antiseptic material that's used in many of the hospitals and surgical rooms. We encapsulate it in order to get the longer lasting retention on the surface, as well as the triggered release when exposed to water. And this I will elaborate and explain in more details in a minute.
Taka forma bezalkonium chloride pozwala nam klejmować produkty jako produkty o przedłużonym działaniu, ale nie możemy tego nazywać na opakowaniach wydłużoną ochroną. Jest to zależne od tego, co dotykamy, jak długo, czy myjemy ręce. Natomiast zdecydowanie wzmaga to procentowość skuteczności bezalkonium chloride w dłuższym czasie ekspozycji.
Thank you. So this is what we know about the COVID. Now here are a few examples of products in the US that are using quaternary ammonium, BKC. Okay, I show you here the yellow R2. You see there are other materials that have been approved against viruses, pathogens, hydrogen peroxide, citric acid, sodium hypochlorite, hydrogen peroxide, but we are focusing on quaternium ammonium. So there are two here with two brands. One of them is the Clorox company, okay? And it was tested against rotavirus. None of them was tested against coronavirus. There is no test yet against coronavirus. But you see, one of them is Clorox company that got authorities approval, and this is the number of the approval. And the other one is ITW, Permatics, another company that tested quaternium ammonium against rhinovirus and polyvirus, okay? And what they found is that it will kill within 0.25 of a minute. The other one will kill within half of a minute. And these two products have been approved this year on March 13. So from here you can see that the solution of using quaternary ammonium has been approved by the authorities.
Tutaj mamy wyjaśnienie produktów, które są wykorzystywane jako produkty wiruso- i bakteriobójcze z podanymi datami, kiedy zostały wprowadzone. Oczywiście, tak jak widzimy, są te testowane produkty nie przeciwko koronawirusowi, ale rotawirusom, poliowirusom i rhinowirusom.
So I'm showing you this table just to increase the credibility of what I'm using. So this is about BKC. One more word about BKC. BKC is a synthetic material, and there is a concern when you use BKC for a long time, like daily wash, for example, there is a good chance for bacteria to develop resistance against the bacteria, the BKC. Okay? There is a chance that the bacteria, the pathogen, will develop resistant, and then after a while, it will not be potent any longer. So what is the solution for that?
Jest możliwość taka, że jeżeli chodzi o BKC, bakterie mogą nabyć odporności. I teraz sam powie, jaka jest możliwość rozwiązania tego problemu.
Fantastic. So what we are offering is the second technology, which is called, again, hydrosol, natural antiseptic. So natural antiseptic material have been used for many years. For example, you're familiar with Listerine. Listerine is an oral natural antiseptic, and it kills 99%. It contains natural ingredients, but it also contains alcohol. And you know that we are not big on using alcohol. Our natural antiseptic ingredients have very mild odor, not as strong as the Listerine, and they allow to formulate with this with a much lower level of surfactant, and it gives a longer lasting retention on the skin. And the release, as always with hydrosol, is triggered release with moisture. What is the logic? The logic is that bacteria can grow only on a wet surface. So when you spray hydrosol, it's wet, and the material, the antiseptic, is available to kill the pathogen. But when it gets dry, the hydrosol re-encapsulate the antiseptic and protect it, so it will not get volatile or will not get diluted. And then, only then, after a drying process, when it's exposed again to moisture, the antiseptic will be released. So it will be released only with moisture, because only with moisture bacteria can grow.
Tutaj mamy bardzo wyjątkową cechę, która daje wielką przewagę produktów z serii Hydrosal. W momencie, kiedy następuje kontakt z wilgocią, na przykład jest to skóra, na przykład jest to płyn, dopiero w tym momencie mamy środowisko, które możemy mówić o środowisku sprzyjającym na rozwoju bakterii i mikroorganizmów. W tym samym momencie, kiedy jest ono, powiedzmy, wspomaga rozrost mikroorganizmów, jednocześnie zostaje do środowiska wypuszczony produkt aktywny, czyli tutaj produkt antyseptyczny. I paradoksalnie w momencie, kiedy bakteria może wzrosnąć, jednocześnie zaburzamy jej możliwości wzrostu dzięki uwalnianym przez hydrosal surowcom aktywnym. Okay?
Very nice. Okay, so this is now a hydrosol natural antiseptic. It's a clear product, and all the ingredients work in synergy with one another, and it's able to kill a wide variety of pathogens. Can be used in all liquid-based products. Here is the information that you may want to know. What is the INCIs and what is the active ingredients? So there are about 9 major ingredients, extract, and each one of the extract, for example, this is Organium vulgar leaf extract, or Thymes vulgarium Thymes extract, and it contains multiple ingredients, never one. Carvacrol and thyme is a major one, and you see all the list is here. I don't need to read it for you. You can see by yourself. These are the ingredients that the material contains. A lot of ingredients. Now, to what extent they kill? So the test was done with 8 types of pathogen. You see, oh, excuse me. Yeah, 8 types of pathogen. We have gram positive, gram negative. This is all bacteria. We have yeast and we have molds. So these were exposed to different concentration of 4 different antiseptic that are typically known in this business. They were exposed to natural antiseptic, phenoxyethanol, which you're familiar, phenylethyl alcohol, simple alcohol, ethanol, and to paraben. Now, this is the concentration that causes the inhibition of the growth. It's called the minimum inhibition concentration, or in short, MIC. This is the concentration. And we take the average of all this, the minimum inhibition concentration, in other words, the concentration requires to stop the growth is here, 0.45. And this is the lowest out of the total 4. You see that phenoxyethanol, you need 1%. Ethanol, you need 0.6%. And paraben, you need much more. So you see there that natural antiseptic is effective at a very low concentration. So you ask me how much you need to use. This is the level that you need to stop the growth of pathogens. So this can be used as an antibacterial and also as a preservative to cosmetic or other kind of products.
Tutaj mamy tabelkę z informacją o patogenach. Są to bakterie gram ujemne, gram dodatnie, drożdże i pleśni. Jeżeli chodzi o MIC, jest to wskaźnik minimalnej ilości konserwanta, który potrzebny jest, by zablokować wzrost mikroorganizmów. Jak widzimy, prym wiedzie właśnie hydrosal BKC, naturalny antyseptik. I jeżeli chodzi o funkcję, dodatnio możemy też go stosować jako konserwant w produktach kosmetycznych, nie tylko i wyłącznie jako produkt antyseptyczny.
I w porównaniu do innych widać, że najmniejszą koncentracja jest wymagana do 45%, a u innych już znacznie więcej.
Jest to produkt na pewno droższy, natomiast jednocześnie uzyskujemy przewagę w procentowości użycia w finalnej recepturze, więc miejmy nadzieję, że się to nam zbilansuje na plus. Okay.
Okay, good. So I hope this is now clear. Now, what else do we know? By testing it on skin, we see that there is significant increase in the retention for longer period of time. And so we test on the skin, then we extract the skin with alcohol, and we measure with the GC that you can see here. This is one of the GCs that we have with the mass spec in our lab. So what do we see here? This is the retention at time 0. So you put the time 0 of the blend by itself. This is the free, without encapsulation, with encapsulation. So you put it in, you put it on the skin, you see in a couple of minutes, you lose about 40% because some of these extracts are volatile. So they cannot stay for a long time. But with hydrosol, they can stay. So we can have 100% ability to retain it. However, at 8 hours, you see the hydrosol gives you 60% compared to the free that lost most of it, only 20% is being retained. So this is what we know from analytical testing of PKC. Now, of a natural antiseptic, excuse me. Now, the question is, does it kill the bacteria? This is the question. So the test that we did is treating a surface. In this case, it was a bathroom sink. And after 24 hours, we swept the sink and we grow the bacteria on a Petri dish. a general substrate to grow bacteria. Now you see here, this is the Petri dish with the bacteria, and the dots that you see here are colonies. This is the free natural antiseptic, not encapsulated. You see how many bacteria are here. However, when you use hydrosol natural antiseptic, there are no colonies at all. If you bother about this, this is not a colony, this is something else on the plastic. But you see the big difference in the ability to retain and to still be active 48 hours after exposing the sink again to water and swiping it. So we know that that natural antiseptic, the blend, when encapsulated in hydrosol, give us effective protection for 48 hours. In addition to this, we tested the ability to inhibit bacteria. So how did we do the test? You see, this is the Petri dish, and it is divided to fractions. And now we took a circle, paper circle, dip it into the solution of hydrosol natural antiseptic. And the Petri dish itself is covered with bacteria. You can see all these yellow dots are bacteria. We put the circle in a certain place, waited 48 hours, and we measure the area that it's clear. This is called the inhibition zone. So this is the method. Now, what did we get? So this is the zone of inhibition in millimeters. This is what we are measuring in millimeters, right? So what is the zone of inhibition? Of course, the higher the zone, the stronger the active, better killing bacteria. The smaller the zone, less potent the ingredients. So when we use 0 as a control, there was zero inhibition, which is obvious. When we use 0.5 microliter per ml of natural antiseptic or hydrosol natural antiseptic, that's what we got. For the free, we get 0. But with hydrosol, we get 8 millimeters. So the 0 telling you that the free is not effective at this concentration. Or it's just gone, as I showed you before. When it's gone, it's not effective because the concentration is below the MIC, minimum inhibition concentration. However, at 5 microliter per ml, which is very high, 10 times more, then both of them are very active. So this is showing you, both slides, showing you how we measure the efficacy, the activity of the botanical blend to prove that it's retained and it's active.
Okay, because it will be too much for me, too many slides, but for a start, okay, thank you very much. Pierwszy slajd, który był jeszcze przed tym, pokazywał informację o tym, że w momencie, kiedy mówimy o wolnym natural antiseptic bez technologii hydrosol, następuje ubytek produktów aktywnych wewnątrz. Najprawdopodobniej, jeszcze nie pamiętam tam dokładnie składu, ale były to produkty, olejki eteryczne, które bardzo szybko parują. W momencie, kiedy produkt jest w otoczce hydrosol, produkt zachowuje cały czas swoją aktywność. Okay, Sam, can you go on for the next slide? Tutaj mamy płytkę z testem na zatrzymanie wzrostu bakterii. Użyli w nich małych papierków nasączonych hydrosol NaS i dzięki temu przy pół mikrolitra na mililitr stężeniu widzimy, że skuteczny jest tylko i wyłącznie hydrosal NAS, co potwierdza to, co powiedziałem na początku, że olejki eteryczne parują. W momencie, kiedy mówimy już o 5 mikrolitrach na mililitr stężenia produktu, nie mamy wielkiej różnicy, natomiast jest to zupełnie nieopłacalne i może zdecydowanie wpływać na formulację. Dlatego tu tak najbardziej istotnym jest ten wskaźnik przy pół mikrolitra na mililitr. Myślę, że więcej nie trzeba dodawać, bo jest to pokazane na zdjęciu i w badaniach w tabelce. Gdyby były jakieś...
No ewidentnie widać, że przy zastosowaniu tej technologii chroni nas przed wszystkimi mikroorganizmami, tymi bakteriami.
Do we know what kind of microbacteria is on the plates?
Yeah. All of this.
Okay.
Okay, you have a good variety of gram plus, negative, and yeast. Okay, so very good. Do you have any more questions so far?
I will check 1 moment.
Okay.
Only Mo is active.
Okay, so the following one will give you in visual explanation how hydrosol works. And you will see not just how, but what's the benefit to use hydrosol in general, and specifically how to use hydrosol for antiseptic technologies. So this is the general body, and we use hydrosol from a liquid wash or spray or lotion or serum, and I show you example. This is the basic structure of hydrosol. You see the core where you have the antiseptic ingredients and the shell. When it reaches the skin, it starts to evaporate. The liquid, typically water, evaporates. As the water evaporates, the shell flattens and becomes a film. The film allows some of the ingredients to release, but others are locked in. Do you want to translate or you want to wait until the end?
Przetłumaczymy. Will translate. Po aplikacji tej technologii na skórę, podczas wyparowywania wody,
otoczka rozprowadza się po skórze i to, co zostało jeszcze, jakby powoduje dodatkową barierę, przed którą reszta produktu nie zostaje, nie wyparuje.
Nie wyparowuje, nie ginie.
Więc cały czas mamy utrzymanie aktywności hydrosalu.
Okay, so now we have it on the skin. You see how it sticks to the skin, and a majority of the antiseptic is locked in. It cannot reach the surface right now. It's locked in. The more it's getting dry, the better the encapsulation efficiency. Now, when water approach, excuse me. It goes wherever it wants. I don't know. Excuse me. It's really...
Może teraz przetłumaczę. Sam teraz przepraszam, za szybko przyspieszył slajdy.
And the slides are moving automatically. So this is what we got here. Now, it doesn't matter where the water can come. The water could come from outside, like you exposed to moisture in the air, or it could come from the skin is evaporating water. But anyway, water will activate the release of the antiseptic material. Okay. In a second.
Chodzi o to, że im więcej wody dostanie się ze środowiska albo z samej skóry od wewnątrz podczas procesu parowania, tym więcej będzie działała ta substancja.
Zwiększa jej efektywność i wydłuża działanie, gdzie jeżeli mówimy o produktach niemikrokapsułkowanych, woda jest tym medium, które będzie powodowało wymywanie aktywności. Tutaj woda pomaga.
So what is interesting for you to know that the polymer that we use here, which was originally with water, undergoes a transition. So now it cannot swell again like it used to be, but it breaks down after exposing to water. It breaks down, and now you see the cracks of the polymer, and the material can diffuse to the surface. So antiseptic ingredients now slowly expose to the surface. Now, when the bacteria comes, it will immediately kill the bacteria. So this is how it works. Immediately kill the bacteria. Now, if half an hour later, it will expose again to water, okay, after getting dry, totally dry, some of the antiseptic will release again and will give the secondary layer of protection. But of course,
wideo pokazuje, że mamy po raz kolejny ten sam proces w momencie kiedy kontaktu z wodą i cały czas mamy ochronę przed napastnikami.
Okay, so this is the same for BKC and the same for natural antiseptic. The same phenomena. You see, we cannot predict when the second wave will be, how intensive it is, how intensive the first one. That's why we cannot guarantee any kind of long-term protection. We just only show the benefit of this. It's a skin-friendly solution.
Czyli nie wiemy do końca, jaki procent materiału zawartego w rdzeniu produktu zostaje uwolniony za pierwszym razem, jak i za drugim, dlatego też nie możemy claimować, że produkt jest w 100% długo działający, ochraniający. Na pewno jest o wydłużonym działaniu, natomiast nie jesteśmy w stanie powiedzieć, jak długo jest skuteczny, tak jakbyśmy tego chcieli.
Okay, so we know that hydrosol contains a very balanced and synergistic combination of botanical. The material is registered with the EPA. EPA is the environmental protection as a potent antibacterial material. And we know that the MIC, the use level, is 0.45%. Okay, this is the MIC. Some people would use a little bit more just to be stronger in terms of killing bacteria of different kinds. But this is the MIC, the official MIC is 0.45. This answering the question, how much do you need to use? Hydrosol contains either 10 or 20% of the BKC, so you can calculate the concentrations. So this is about the technology. Now I want to show you 3 different concepts of products and how to use this. The first one is actually a traditional hand sanitizer spray that's based on alcohol. And in addition to this, we use hydrosol BKC. Why we use both? Because alcohol can kill the bacteria, but works for about half a minute. We need the BKC for any kind of longer lasting benefit. In addition to this, we use another technology called SalScent. SalScent is a technology to encapsulate fragrance and give us a sensory benefit. So as long as you smell it, you know that it works. And these are, by the way, products that we manufacture, hundreds and thousands, and we gave out free to the police and the hospital and other places that they needed. So this is a hand scrub, okay? It's a super antimicrobial formula with a moisturizer, with long-lasting retention. You see the word I'm using? I cannot say long-lasting protection. But because of the content of alcohol, we can say that it kills 99.9% of the pathogen immediately. So the process of formulating this type of product is very easy. Ethanol is about 70%, then there is water about 15%, there's glycerin, and two technologies. One of them is hydrosol BKC, this is the technology INCI, and Salscent, this is the INCI of the technology. Salscent use at 10%, and hydrosol BKC use at 4% to get 0.45% of benzoconium chloride. So this is the logic. Now, the process itself, based on 7 steps. First, you put the alcohol, then the water, then the glycerin, then the hydrosol BKC, then Salscent, and you're ready to go.
The first ingredient in our beaker in this formulation is ethanol, as we are creating a hand sanitizer spray. Next, we will add a small amount of purified water. Next, we will add a small amount of glycerin to help opacify the final solution. Now, we will be pre-mixing our hydrosol BKC with our Salscent technology. Our hydrosol BKC technology is encapsulated benzalkonium chloride, which is a disinfectant, and the encapsulation will help extend the release of that active. And the reason that we're mixing it with our Salscent technology is that the benzalkonium chloride has a bit of a nasty smell, and the Salscent can help to mask that, as well as solubilize the ingredient itself within the final formulation. Now that this mixture is uniform, we will add it. Now that all of our ingredients have been added together, we will check the pH and adjust if necessary. And this hand sanitizer spray is ready to go.
Okay, Thomas, do you would like to explain?
This is our hand sanitizer spray formulation. As you can see, it is pretty watery, as any spray would be. It is not quite clear, but it is almost clear with a little bit of cloudiness. And this is how you would apply it to the skin, just a few spritz, and then gently rub it in between your hands. And the extended release should help protect you for many hours.
I think it's not necessary because we have a very good formulators, and your slides were very clear. So
okay, the second, the same process. You see, it's hand sanitizer spray, alcohol, and we can see it contains both functional ingredients. Alcohol definitely kills immediately, and the BKC, the quaternium technology, can stay and protect for longer. It can be used to all kinds of skin and surfaces. Interesting here, no triclosan, no paraben, no sulfates, and no phthalate, and we can add so many other no's. And it definitely kills 99.9% of common bacteria and viruses. It's easy to package it in different products, different containers, and it offers either a hands, a rub, a spray, a solution for protecting the skin and protecting surfaces. And the Salscent is the one that will give you a nice smell. So it's extend the smell. So as long as people can smell and they know that the product is working and the product is there. So this is one concept. Here is another one. Another way to use the same. It's when it comes to reusable face mask. So how do you clean the face mask when you do for every day, and not talking about washing machine? Yes, you can use washing machine, but on every day you can use a simple wash, a simple spray. And the spray, for example, that I showed you would be a great idea to refresh the mask on everyday use. We use a lot of this in our environment here. The second concept that's very interesting, we call it the magical hand wash, originally developed in order to train kids how to wash their hands. For that purpose, we use two technologies, hydrosol BKC, which is the antiseptic technology, and salt color effects, white to green. These are microspheres with a white color that when they break, they release a green color. So the green color is giving a sign that the product was rubbed and it's active. This formula developed by Brian. And here's
in between. It's very important for us to make sure that we're teaching children how to properly wash their hands. This is a time of the year where there's many viruses going around, including the flu.
Okay, so this is how the product was developed and commercialized today. So how to make this product? So what do you see here? First of all, it's about 65% water. It has glycerin and xanthan gum and two major technologies, hydrosol BKC and salt color effects. The other botanicals that you can see here are of your choice, whether you want to use it or not. This is how you formulate 7 steps. First, you want the water, then you have another vessel with the xanthan gum and the glycerin. When this is all mixed together, it goes into the water and you put the benefits, the aloe, the witch hazel, betaine you need in order to get the foaming, and then hydrosol BKC and salt color effects, white to green. Of course, you can use other colors as well. Here is the formula.
Our first step in creating our hydrosol BKC wash will be to pre-mix the xanthan gum with glycerin. This will help to wet the polymer and make it disperse very easily within the water. And the xanthan gum is going to be our water phase thickener in this formulation. Now that the xanthan gum has been well dispersed within the glycerin, it can be added to the water. This should thicken the water slightly, so the propeller speed may need to be increased to ensure its uniformity. Our next ingredient will be Aloe Vera gel liquid, which has been decolorized so it is clear. And what this will do for our final formulation is give it very strong moisturizing effects, and it will soothe the skin and rejuvenate the skin as well. Our next ingredient will be witch hazel extract, and what this does is acts as a skin conditioning agent to help reduce the flakiness on the skin and improves the appearance of dry and damaged skin. Our next ingredient is cocamidopropyl betaine, which is our primary surfactant within this formulation. And this classic foam boosting surfactant can reduce the irritation that classic ionic surfactants would normally cause. Now we will add the first of our 2 technologies, hydrosol BKC, and this is our encapsulated benzalkonium chloride, which allows for the time release and longer lasting effects of benzalkonium chloride. It can be reactivated long after its initial application when it is exposed to moisture. Now that we only have to add our encapsulated pigment, Sal Color FX, this hydrosol BKC wash could be sold as is, as a nice foaming hand wash. But what we are adding is our encapsulated pigments that release the inner color of the encapsulation when the action of washing your hands occurs. So as you can see, it makes our wash a little bit lighter or gives it a white tint. But when it is applied to the skin and you begin washing your hands, it will release the inner green pigment. This is our hydrosol BKC wash with Sal Color FX white to green. As you can see, it has the normal consistency of a hand wash, and you can see the beads are suspended within it. This is what the application of the wash will look like. A normal amount is used. You begin to lather it between your hands, and the Sal Color FX beads can actually act as a bit of an abrasing agent here and will help to cleanse the skin. And as you can see, as it is rubbed in, the foam will change from a white to a green color. This formulation leaves the skin feeling soft and smooth.
Great. So this is our second idea for you to use if you're interested in foaming in a color changing wash with BKC. You just have to use the right containers with the right opening so you don't break the beads as you squeeze the tube out. So it's a liquid and you apply it on the skin and you rinse it off. And the second formula is a self-foaming facial coming from Bangkok, from Alpha Tech Science. And this formula is using two technologies. One of them is sulfur saloxy. Saloxy is a technology that releases oxygen and making the product bubbly and foams. The second one is the antiseptic, hydrosol natural antiseptic. So this is a self-foaming facial or hand wash. It could be used as a gel, and it is a daily reviving treatment. Reviving because it generates oxygen, and oxygen is necessary for many processes in the skin. It's specially recommended for sensitive acne-prone skin because the oxygen release practically will kill the acne-causing bacteria. The acne-causing bacteria are anaerobic. So when they come exposed to oxygen, they practically die. So this is a good combination for that. Okay, so you see how Saloxy works. Now, how to formulate with this. Okay, so the formula contains about 61% water, sodium lauryl sulfate, bacon, definitely are the detergent here, but the bubbling power and Saloxy. Saloxy and natural antiseptic, you see here the full exposure. Saloxy used at 5% and natural antiseptic used at 2.45%. And how to actually formulate it is 8 steps. First, you put the water phase, then you put the other water phase, then you put the technology inside, and this is how it works. Okay. So we see A, B, and C, and A is the water phase. all ingredients are mixed together until they become homogeneous. Then the water phase, which is mostly the oil and the water combined. The oil phase is added to the water phase. And everything is done at room temperature. This is the major benefit of this technology. You don't need to heat it. So it's conserving energy in a general way. So it's all mixed together for a few minutes, or depends on the volume. And then you add phase 3, which are the technologies. They could be mixed together or added one after the other. It doesn't really matter. So they will make everything milky, white, and it takes a few minutes, and it's all easily to mix together, okay? When this is ready, you can apply it on the skin, and what's activate the release is a slight rubbing on the skin and the temperature of the body. You see, some people are selling these technologies in sachets like this, or in containers like this, and it's easy to incorporate in almost any kind of a mask, and the mask will start to form as you apply it and releases the oxygen from within. So it is revitalizing the skin and protect from pathogen. Especially recommended to use it for acne-prone skin. It clears, opens the pore, and this is the power of Sal Sphere Saloxy. So these are the 3 different concepts that I can show you with the limited time that we have. And so you have experienced now 3 concepts with Salvona Technologies. I hope this presentation was productive for you. So many other products could be used also, but here we showed only 3. And you could see that the technologies are very easy to incorporate into the formula and produce large-scale commercial product. The products are practical, they're current, they are current in terms of time, they're answering the current issues of protecting, and they are cost-effective and can be used for large scale. So this is the summary of our short webinar today. I wanted to show you that our sister company is offering the bases ready. So far we showed you how to make the base, but if you don't want to make the base and you would prefer to buy the bulk, you can do that too through a company, Advanced Beauty Labs. And this is the email, and Jeff Gohar is available at this phone number to address your need and support your need. I want to thank you for participation and let you know that you can always contact me at www.salvona.com or through my mobile phone. This is my number. I typically don't pick up the phone, but you can use the different apps in order to connect and discuss whatever you would like to do. In Salvona, we have a special department. It's called Salvona University, Salvona U, and we offer continuous educational sessions. And this week we will have an anti-acne technologies, and then we'll talk about moisturizing technologies. And I don't want to repeat, but everything is available for you online. Time is over. If you have any questions now, I will be happy to answer. So please use the chat and you can ask questions, or you can email me in the email I gave you before, sam@salvona.com.